I think it's safe to say at this point South Carolina has something of an issue, concern with its weekend rotation, and for the second straight game, the Gamecocks just did not get a good outing from its starting pitching with Eli Jones on the mound tonight, as the Gamecocks dropped this one 11-5 against Georgia on Friday night, which marks a series loss. And just big picture for a moment, this series was one the Gamecocks really needed to have in order to host a regional. But honestly, at this point, tomorrow might be the final game we see at Founders Park this season. It just looks like, with D1 baseball projecting South Carolina to be a 16 overall seed coming into this weekend in the NCAA tournament, they're definitely going to be sliding back after that. And unless they can go into Knoxville next weekend and take that series, or do some crazy things these next 4 games, it's just hard to imagine that we're going to be seeing postseason baseball at Founders Park, but never say never. Now let's get into the main story of tonight, and that was the starting pitching. And Eli Jones just didn't have it out there on the mound. Now, he did pitch well to start this game, 2 2/3 innings. He was pitching really well. He got 2 quick outs in the 3rd inning. Then he gives up a hit to Charlie Condon, and then from there, the snowball effect, and Georgia's just on everything he's throwing. And by the end of his outing, he only ended up going 3 innings, giving up 7 runs on 10 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks, but just not the outing you want out of him. And I asked Mark Kingston, tonight, just what are you seeing from him that is standing out in his struggles right now? And, I asked him the same question last week, and he couldn't really pinpoint it both weekends. And, it's something where he said last week that, they just need to go and go back to the drawing board. And you would think that there'd be some answer as to, what he's seeing. Is it something mechanically? Is there something that he's just not doing? Is he, having trouble finding the strike zone? But it's just that he's just not pitching well enough, I guess, right now. So, he's going to continue to get his shots, Mark Kingston said after the game. But I think you definitely have to be concerned that your ace at one point this year just hasn't been pitching like he had been at the start of this year. And then after him, Connor McCurry came in and struggled. But after that, I thought the bullpen did a pretty good job. Jake McCoy, Tyler Pitzer did really well, pitching 2+ innings each. Matthew Becker comes in and also does fine, gets 2 outs, does give up a run that got charged to Pitzer. But overall, the relievers outside of McCreary did their job tonight. And then offensively, look, when you fall behind like South Carolina has in this series, it is hard to make a comeback. You gave it your best shot with 3 homers, 2 from Dalton Reeves, and then another one there. But, it's just one from Will Tippett, I should say, who made his return tonight. His first at-bat back did hit a homer. It took me a second to figure it out there, but it just wasn't enough. 5 runs isn't going to win you a game against this sort of lineup, and Georgia is just playing great baseball right now. So South Carolina is going to try to salvage the series finale tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be senior day at 2 p.m. on SEC Network Plus. No idea who's starting right now. It could be Dylan Eskew. I am under the assumption, and I'll predict it right now, I think it's going to be Garrett Gainey. Just the way Kingston talked about him the other day, and the fact that maybe he'll pull Michael Roth at some point, when he needs someone to pitch. I just think that's where he's heading right now. Eskew didn't pitch too well last weekend, and it was because of some stiffness, some soreness that he was going through. But I do think Gainey might be the better option right now. But either way, you just got to find a way to win. That's really what it comes down to at this point. And you got 4 games to go. You really need to play your best baseball moving forward, or else, who knows what happens with the postseason. But that's going to do it for now. For GamecockCentral.com, I'm Jack Veltri.